I'm Tom Layson, and this is a Northwest Now Digital Extra. On February 19th of 1942, FDR signed Executive Order 9066, authorizing the forced removal of Japanese American citizens and resident aliens. On March 24th, Civil Exclusion Order No. 1 put the wheels into motion on Bainbridge Island. By March 30th, the island's 276 people of Japanese ancestry were loaded onto a ferry at the Eagledale dock to start their journey to Camp Manzanar Relocation Center in the remote California desert. Every spring at the Bainbridge Island Japanese American Exclusion Memorial, volunteers do a spring cleaning in anticipation of the annual Ceremony of Remembrance.
I'm Lily Kodama. My family lived here on Bainbridge Island. I was born on Bainbridge Island, and I was the oldest of 4 children, and I was 7, and I was taken from this very spot that I'm standing on with my mother and my siblings. And my memories is mostly of my mother saying, tomorrow we're going to take the ferry to Seattle. And that in itself was so exciting to me, I couldn't sleep the night before. It was a big event to go to Seattle from Bainbridge Island back in those days. And then when I got here to this site, I saw all my cousins were here, and I saw real soldiers with real guns, and that was sort of exciting. And the way my mother put it, she said, this will be like a vacation. She was really protective, and I think all the mothers did that with their children. There was an advantage to being the first to be incarcerated, and one advantage was we went directly into Manzanar and into barracks, which was not anything great, but it was a whole lot better than the Puyallup animal stalls. And the other advantage is we got a lot of press coverage, and so documenting what happened to us. As a child, it was fun and games, because when you live on a farm, you don't have playmates every day. And here it was like living in the city with a next-door neighbor to play with all the time. And so not only that, my cousins were right next door too, and so we played games, and the most fun game was playing hide and seek, and the best place to hide was under the barracks. But the parents gathered us together and said, whatever you do, do not hide under the barracks, because there's scorpions and rattlesnakes under there, and if either one of them bite you, you can die. But eventually, I've heard my mother talk to reporters, and she did say, I eventually did say, what kind of vacation is this anyway? I don't remember Mama ever complaining about the terrible conditions, and I think that's why I feel like it was fun and games, which is doing an injustice to the elders and the others who had so much more to contend with. Well, our family, they were fortunate in that we had Filipino men who worked first for my grandparents, who farmed here on the island, and then they continued to work for my parents, and they moved into our farmhouse. And so when we returned, Bainbridge Islanders welcomed us home, and so we were able to retain our home and property, and my parents were so grateful to the Filipino men, they gave a small part of the property to them. All the memorials actually tells the story of what happened to our community, our Japanese American community, and the main reason for it, and it is our theme, is to never let it happen again to any other group of people just based on ethnicity or whatever reason, religion, without due process.
To see our full discussion about the Japanese exclusion on Bainbridge Island, be sure to look in the Northwest Now digital section at kbtc.org. Northwest Now airs Friday nights at 7:30 right here on KBTC, and be sure to look for more stories like this one by following us on Facebook and Twitter at Northwest Now.